Hello and welcome back to the Players Club podcast. This is season 2, episode 20. I'm Jake McDougald here with Brian yet again, and we are with our boy, the one and only Matthew Dubia. I've been trying to get him on since the beginning of this podcast.
True.
Matthew, how are you feeling today?
Dude, I'm excited.
It's so good to see you.
Yeah,
it's
bro.
so good to see you.
I'm excited to be on the podcast. Ever since I knew you were doing one, I've been asking to be on. Schedule's worked out. I'm excited to be here. I've listened to a good amount of the episodes. I'm ready to roll. I'm excited.
So what kind of sports are you into?
So mainly soccer. I'm a huge soccer guy.
Shout out.
Oh yeah, Manchester United fan. We had
Ooh.
a
No, I'm
match.
just kidding.
It's like my roommate. Shout out Connor, man. Big Man U guy.
Oh yeah, we had a huge win yesterday. We beat our rivals 4-3 in overtime in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. So that's huge. It was big for me. I enjoyed that a lot. But yeah, and then I'm also into tennis. I grew up playing tennis. I like watching golf a little bit, but
Shout out tennis, man.
oh yeah, big time sports though. I'm getting into NFL more a little bit. I wasn't ever really a big football guy, but I'm starting to get into it. I've played fantasy last couple of seasons, so that's getting me more into it. And then obviously I'll watch March Madness, basketball, that kind of thing. But yeah, mainly a big soccer guy.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, I know with football, like, freshman year, big point of contention until I had a change of heart was this guy's a big Kirk Cousins fan, and I was not at the time, but I've since talked about it on here numerous times how I don't feel that way anymore. So, you know,
But
we're going
why?
to...
My question is why? You don't feel that way anymore because he's not on the Vikings anymore.
No.
But now he's on your division
Even when he
rival,
was on the
like,
Vikings, but, like, it was...
Well, that is true.
How-
When the thing happened, when the
it
whole
was-
thing happened, he wasn't on the Vikings.
I just kept saying he was so mid, and everyone kept praising him, and I was like, hop off, you know? Like,
Top
he's not
10
that
in
good.
stats every year, baby.
Yeah, but
Nah,
that's
he
all that it was. That's all that it was. It was nothing. There was really no. When I think about it, there wasn't much reasoning behind it.
You
It
just
was,
hopped on the.
it
You
was
just hopped on the train.
it was partially the Vikings thing, and also I thought he just wasn't that good, and everyone thought he was. You know.
No, I mean, yeah, everybody's always saying like how he's like mid or whatever. He's got like one of the most like mid like win loss records.
I
ever.
used
But
that
you did-
heavily.
Yes, you did. You would always talk about that. But he's always like you were saying. He's always top 10 in stats. Like he throws the ball well. He gets yards. I mean, he's a great quarterback. He knows what he's doing out there. But
I can't really say anything about a win-loss ratio. We know my GOAT. Shout out Eli.
Yeah.
Shout out Elijah Manning.
No, but So the biggest thing that's happening right now is we alluded to it last week, but March Madness is finally here.
Yes, sir.
One of the best times of the year. I've been seeing so many highlights over the last like 4 or 5 days on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, just reminiscing about stuff. I've been seeing like old Gus Johnson calls or
I saw Jimmy
when-
Fredette's 32-point game.
You did?
Yeah, today. It was on Instagram.
Dude,
It was
or
like 16 years ago. Jimmy Fredette put Birmingham Young on the map. What was it? It said the peak of Jimmermania. That's what it was. That was a comment.
like you gotta remember like Cardiac Kemba,
Cardiac Kemba.
in my opinion, one of the
greatest
probably
step
the
back
best step back ever.
all time.
And then was it Furman beating Virginia last year?
yeah,
13-2
Shout out
being a 4.
Furman.
Dude, I think I've talked about it here before, but why? I watched that in class. In my English class, I don't know if I told you this. Me and Corey,
Yeah.
we were sitting next to each other. Had the game on my laptop. Completely weren't paying attention to whatever she was saying.
Shout out.
When he made that steal, we were like, oh, and then he hit that shot. I literally I wanted to just like start screaming, but I had to just give him like a side eye or whatever. Like
No,
it was
that
ridiculous.
was a crazy.
But we made brackets like we always do. How many did you guys make?
2.
I got 2 as well. I got like what I want to happen and what I think is gonna happen.
I made 4.
Yeah. I got what I think is like a good one, an actual one, and then I got one where the same thing I did last year.
Yeah, so I made 4, 3 that are, so 2 that are like, okay, like this is what I think could happen. Like one's like really safe. It's pretty much like no upsets or whatever.
Oh
And
no,
then-
mine got upsets.
And then, the only upset I think I have is Purdue, just because I just want to see
They
Purdue.
always- I feel like
I just
they
want
always
to
do.
I just want to see
Shout out
Purdue.
to-
Yeah. I just want to see Purdue fall. So,
Zach
and then
Edey's not even a first round draft pick in my opinion.
I have one that's all upsets. I do that every year. I just
Always.
make a bracket.
Who do you have
Always.
winning? Who do you have winning the all upsets?
It's some random. I just made it. Let me look. Yeah, you guys can pull yours up too if you want.
got
We can
mine
talk
ready.
I'm right here.
Mine loaded.
Dude.
What do we want to do? We
Dude,
want to
what
go
is
by
this?
section.
So
we
random.
want to go by region. What are you trying to do?
Yeah, we can go by region.
All right, where you want to start? In your actual bracket before it.
Oh,
look
my
up
actu- my
look up
actual
your
one?
look up
Okay.
the winner of your losers bracket.
Yeah.
Or
Sorry,
not really.
I have
losers,
two
but
different
your
apps.
upset
I have two
bracket.
different apps of this. So I'm like, so the winner of my upset bracket is
Grambling?
Stetson.
There we go.
What?
Stetson.
Wait, what?
Yep.
I mean, I guess there are upsets everywhere.
Yep. That's the winner of my
Shout
all
out.
upsets bracket, Stetson.
Shout out.
And then my main one, UConn, and then yeah, my top two I have UConn and Arizona. I feel like the last 2 years I've had Arizona in one, and it's never.
I don't got UConn
Yeah.
in mind.
You don't?
No, I don't.
So yeah, I think that's fair. It was just the safest thing. So I was like, yeah, I'll go UConn. Then UConn. Then stats were there. You know, they won last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they
Yeah,
lost
they're
a couple
defending
people in the
champs.
draft.
I know. So I don't know. I'm gonna stick with it though. They're still a strong contender. And then yeah, that's my three. What's my fourth? Tennessee. And one of my
That's
second
who I
main
got.
was Tennessee.
That's what I have.
So yeah, we can start.
Shout out Dalton Neck, bro.
We can start the East.
Alright.
First round. So I got UConn over Stetson, of
So do I.
course.
Yep.
So do I.
I took FAU. I wanted FAU to go pretty far.
Yep. I'm there.
So did I. Shout out to
Um,
Owls. If you know, you know.
San Diego State versus
UAB.
UAB. I took San Diego State.
Yeah.
Like this is pretty much. This one's still pretty much all, you know, top seeds.
Yeah.
Except I think I have Purdue losing either probably in the second round, not in the first round because
Yeah.
you know.
I took UAB over San Diego State on that one.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know. Never know what's gonna happen.
Ooh.
That's the thing. This is
Because
all.
you
It's
see,
fun,
like-
but it's all luck.
I
At the
can-
end
At
of the
the
day.
end of the day,
Yeah.
it's
'Cause I
one
feel like
game.
a lot of times when you see like with the middle, like the 5 seeds and the sort of like middle range of seeds,
Yeah.
like it's anybody's game. At
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
point.
Yeah. That's why when we got to like in a couple of mine, I took Duquesne over BYU,
Mhm.
So
and
did
then in
I.
this one I took BYU. But like I feel like, like you
took-
said, as you get closer to those like closer
You
seeds,
take Yale or Auburn.
I took Yale, dude. Yeah, I'm on the Yale train all the.
I
I'm
took Auburn.
I went
I'm
Auburn as
I'm
well.
putting Yale. I'm in a bracket
You
that's
ain't
all
see what
Yale.
they did to Florida? You
Oh,
ain't see what they did to Florida
in
in the SEC?
In this one, I definitely took Auburn, but I'm saying like
Oh, okay. Yeah.
in one of mine, I'm going to have Yale all the way. Ivy League, baby.
Yale
Let's
to the
go.
Final Four.
Yale to the final. Yale to win it, bro. What are we talking about?
Who do you have? Who do you got on the other one though? Illinois, Morehead State.
Illinois.
All right, yeah, same.
Yeah. I mean, I almost took Drake, but I went with Washington State.
Me too.
I
I think that one there can be an upset there.
Yeah, and then Iowa State as well.
100%.
I don't know. Round of 32
All right.
is very like it's easy to
Yeah.
what you want to call. Do you have like a meme bracket that you made that you want to come?
Yeah, I did. So I made one. I basically, it felt like I flipped everything.
Mm-hmm.
So if I took one in the other team, in the other bracket, my actual bracket, I just took the other team, no matter
That's
what.
right. No,
But I have FAU winning it, because shout out,
Mm-hmm.
I got 2 more years of school. That's where I'm gonna be. So I had UConn.
To the mic when you talk. I just want to like say
Yeah.
something real
I had
You good?
I had
Yeah, I just wanted to
UConn,
make sure it was showing up.
UConn and FAU, and I had FAU beating UConn. I had UAB beating San Diego State, Yale beating Auburn, BYU beating Duquesne. Like literally just
Mhm.
flipped my whole thing.
I
But
had
then-
FAU going to the Final Four in one of my
Nah, you know who-
Elite Eight.
You know who's
that was
coming
like San
out?
Diego
You know
last
who's in the
year.
Elite Eight on my East?
Who?
Morehead State versus FAU. Sorry.
Really?
Then I have Long Beach State versus Howard. Then I have Texas versus McNeese, and then Oakland versus Nebraska.
That's
Bro.
crazy.
Then I have Nebraska versus McNeese and Howard versus FAU, and then I have FAU beating McNeese in the championship.
Bro, you know what? Shout out Howard. I wanted to put Howard all the way in one of mine, like Elite Eight, probably like Sweet 16, but I just had to be real with myself because I know people that go there. It's like obviously close to me, but
My Elite Eight was pretty much like the teams I genuinely think can make it and will
Mhm.
make it, or should make it at least. Should.
Yeah,
Keyword should.
for sure.
yeah, my Elite Eight. I have FAU, Iowa State. This is a different one. Arizona, Charleston, Kentucky versus James Madison,
Shout out JMU.
and Tennessee versus Utah. So this is the one that I have Tennessee winning.
Got you.
Yeah, James Madison. There's gonna be a 12 seed that makes it.
Who do you have in
Right.
your actual bracket winning? UConn, you said?
Yeah. I just, I did so on ESPN, for those who don't know, like if you want to do the bracket predictor like section, I think it's like an ESPN Plus feature. Shout out ESPN Plus. It provides you all the stats.
Shout out you for. I'm still on your ESPN Plus, so I
Yeah,
can watch soccer.
I got you, bro. I got you. When was that? Like it was sometime freshman year.
Yeah, it was like.
You were like, bro, I need to watch this Man United game, and I was like, bro.
Yeah, it was like
I got
November. It
you.
was like November freshman year. I'm still
I
on
got
that.
you.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
don't
It's
worry
on me.
about
It's on me.
I forgot you were still logged in, so I'm not gonna lie. But
He tries to go in later today. He's kicked out.
Yeah, exactly. The password's been changed.
Yeah, so it gives you the bracket analyzer gives you like a whole set of statistics that like which team is better than the other, and like obviously it's leaning towards the one
Higher
seed.
seed.
And if you want to have an upset, it's like solely on you to pick that. So I just went with the bracket predictor for this one, and then as it got closer though, I would pick my own stuff. But yeah, no, the UConn one kind of boring. Like I have all the
UConn
higher stuff
losing
winning.
Iowa State in the Elite Eight.
See, I can see that though,
Yeah.
because it's just like it's so
It's
easy
a
to be
1v2.
like, oh,
It's
yeah.
like, and it also feels like a cop out because I went 1v2.
Yeah.
Who's y'all's final four for your main brackets?
My final four is so buns. UConn, North Carolina, Houston, Purdue. I don't even know why I have Purdue in here. I'm not even gonna lie.
I have Iowa State, Baylor, Tennessee, Marquette.
I went UConn, UNC, Houston, Creighton. And I have
Creighton. That's a shout.
That's what I'm saying. I got Houston in my main bracket. Houston winning the whole thing over UNC.
I have Purdue beating Kansas in the Sweet 16. Is that insane?
I'm
Yeah,
other way
what?
around.
Purdue beating Kansas in the Sweet 16.
I mean, if Hunter Dickinson just can't guard Zach Edey, then I don't see why he can't go for 35. But
True.
I think he can because Zach Edey isn't. At least what we've seen, he ain't all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have Tennessee winning. Tennessee over Iowa State. I have Marquette beating Houston in the Final Four in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, Marquette's not bad.
Marquette is good.
I mean, Tyler Kolek leads the NCAA in assists per game, 7.6. Come on now.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you
He
enter
should
like
be Jerry West, Player of the Year.
points? Like, do you enter like when it says like how much you want to predict
No.
the score by? I always do it. Never get anywhere
No,
close.
it's impossible.
Because I always forget that it's college and not NBA. So sometimes I go like way too high, and I'm like, this
You
is
put
not
like
gonna-
110 to like 130.
Or like, even in the 90s, sometimes they don't even reach.
The thing
that
is, they play
sometimes.
the same amount of time.
Yeah,
I know,
They,
they
well,
just-
they're scoring.
they
less.
play what 4? They play what 4 minutes less a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that does make a
I
difference.
mean, yeah, I guess 8 minutes.
4 minutes plus timeouts plus fouls
Yeah,
plus
8
free
minutes.
throws.
8 minutes, a lot of time.
Yeah,
Eight
yeah.
minutes, yeah.
8
8 minutes game time's like 35 regular minutes. 35
Yeah.
minutes real time.
Yeah.
Right.
That's why when I tell like, I don't know if you have like moms or like sisters or anybody like how much longer is left. It's
Yeah,
like, bro,
exactly.
there's like 2 minutes left in the game, knowing full well 2 minutes is going to
It's
be
about to
like
be like an
another
hour and a
50.
half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 8 minutes, oh yeah, don't even.
Yeah.
Anyways, so tonight it's the first
First
round,
four.
like the basically playing tournament.
Yeah,
or whatever.
First 4.
Do you guys have anyone who you're taking for that or
Oh
what?
yeah, I forgot who I put. Hold up, wait a minute.
I took Howard versus.
I took
um,
Howard. I
yeah.
took Howard.
Wait, where am I at? Where are they? I don't even know. They're on the bottom of the bracket, right? Or no? There's two in the Midwest. Two playing ones in the Midwest. Am I wrong? Or am I?
Yeah, 2 Midwest,
Yeah.
1
Yeah.
West, 1 South.
Yeah.
I got Virginia beating Colorado State.
Yep.
I have Colorado beating Boise State because Colorado's actually good.
Mhm.
Like I don't even think they should be 10. I'm not gonna lie, I have Grambling beating Montana State. Shout out Grambling.
I have Montana State.
And I have
winning that
Howard.
one.
I have Howard being.
Howard.
I mean, I think Howard's gonna just wipe the floor of that game.
I mean, how
Like
are
it's not
we-
even gonna be close.
How are we feeling about Indiana State not getting in with they're the highest net
Yeah, the
ranked
highest net
team
not
to
get
ever
in.
not get into the tournament.
Yeah, I think it's low key. I mean, it's low key buns, but I feel like it's the same thing. I think NCAA right now is just chalked with talent, with who they can put in. We saw with Florida State not getting in, going 13-0.
True.
So it's kind of the same thing where it's like they wanted other teams that have a bigger. I would say they have a bigger, like
Brand.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, like brand better players that they can market rather than Indiana State. And then it's the same thing. I feel like that's what happened with Florida State. It's like Florida State had 2 big name players. Like obviously their team is good. They were 13-0 for a reason. As a UM fan, trust me, I know.
Mhm.
But it's like, there's only 2 household names really like that on Florida State, which is Keon Coleman and Jordan Travis. And it was like Jordan Travis is hurt. So it was like, oh, who are they really going to have? So they decided to put in like Alabama and everyone else over in the CFP. So I think it's like with them, it's like, oh, they don't – who's Indiana State? Where it's like at least the other teams, they got a little bit of a more fan base kind of like – and I say it in quotes because I feel like every school has like similar fan base unless you're like Duke or UNC that you're like actually like humongous.
Mhm.
So I feel like that's kind of why they didn't get in. But I mean, I think it's just stupid at that
So
point.
do you think?
I think you got to put
that's-
the best of the best.
I mean,
my
that's a
opinion.
good argument for expansion. Personally, I'm against it. But how do you feel about that? Them expanding to, I think they said no more than
80 or something like that?
85 teams is what I
Yeah,
thought
they're,
it
they're
was.
68
March
right
Madness.
now.
They're
Yeah.
discussing it. I don't know if it was set in stone. A lot of people
'Cause
are
they're what? They're 68 right now. right?
68 right now, and then obviously after the first day it's 64, and then you just keep going. I think that's perfectly fine. Because it's more
Yeah.
exciting to like you can punch a ticket into the tournament. If they expand it, because they were talking about 90-something teams, and we were like,
I
That's
feel
too
like
much.
that's
That's like letting anyone in.
That's too much. I feel like. I
but
feel like-
85 is still like it's
Let
like bro,
Division
like
2 in at that point.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
I
why
mean,
are we
like,
just
it's
letting any and
huge.
everybody into the tournament? Because they
Yeah.
were like, oh, it's more excitement, it's more games, it gets to last longer. But it's like it's also special and that you make it in, you know, and
Right,
then you have that
exactly.
chance. So if you open it up, it becomes less of a like, oh, we
It's
made it in
more
the tournament.
exciting,
Because
right.
now you have to like, it's basically you have to win your
You gotta win your conference to
yeah
get in pretty
to like
much.
pretty much. So it would take that away for sure. So I don't know. It's all a money thing at the end of the day.
No,
like
it
most
is. Like
things
they're
are.
doing it. I mean, if they do expand it, they're gonna make more money, obviously.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like on the other side with like college football, I feel like that needs to be expanded.
Oh,
'cause it's
absolutely.
too small.
Yeah.
But I think this is already plenty big. I don't think it needs any more. 'cause
Yeah, I
it's just
mean,
gonna,
we're
like,
talking
clutter it.
4 teams
Right.
for college
Out
football
of
versus
however many hundreds.
yeah
of them.
versus 68 teams for NCAA.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
yeah, obviously 4 needs to be dead. That should have been done a long time ago.
100%.
The whole committee idea. I mean, we talked about this before. The whole committee idea to me was personally like stupid. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's like yes, it's worked to make it entertaining, but who wants to watch just 2 playoff games? Like you
True.
get semifinals and then
They technically have all the bowls. They're all the playoff games.
the bowls, but they don't really mean.
Yeah,
No,
but
they don't
you-
mean anything.
Yeah, you
I'm
win
just
your
saying.
bowl game.
Yeah.
you
Only
win
the
your
Rose
game.
Bowl and the Sugar
Yeah.
Sugar Bowl.
Yeah, so it's like other than that, you got the Chick-fil-A bowl or something. Like,
Yeah,
I
mean,
swear
some of
that's
the bowl
a bowl.
games. Some
yeah.
of the there's some big bowl games that are like fun to watch, but
yeah.
I mean,
But
they
there's
don't
no
mean
merit to
anything at the- Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, the way like they just copy paste the NFL format. Even then, NFL expanded their playoff to
Yeah.
14 teams, I think, as opposed to what it was like 12 before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's worked.
Yeah, because now there's 2 buys.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask this. What do you feel about NC State being the 11th seed after winning the ACC?
That was very strange to me. I feel like they definitely could have been higher. Like all the hype with them winning that game and being in that spot, I would thought they would have been much higher than
I mean,
11th
they beat
seed.
Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they're
and
They're higher
Duke.
seed than them.
Yeah. So that I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know how all the seeding is decided personally.
Probably strength of schedule.
True.
Could
That's
be.
probably a big factor. But
Bigger schools play bigger teams.
yeah,
Yeah,
Play
I
other
mean,
big schools.
they could have done more than that though. 11's kind of
yeah. For
11's
me,
kind of
like,
low.
Cause I mean, so I mainly watch ACC basketball because I'm from North Carolina. ACC is sort of just like what I know. But yeah, so I mean, I watched the whole ACC tournament pretty much, and so I'm a Duke fan, so I was obviously upset that NC State beat us. But being a Duke fan, I'm a pretty heavy UNC hater, so I was real happy when
Valid.
NC State won that game, and that was a great game. Like they were like NC State. I mean, like Boston. I mean, UNC wasn't. They were in the game, but I mean, NC State probably had a 6 to an 8 point lead almost the whole game,
Mm-hmm.
and like they were on top of it. So I mean, I feel like 11. I mean, you beat a 1 seed, you beat a 4 seed. I feel like that should get you at least a little higher than an 11.
Yeah.
Yeah. 11 is too low. I don't understand it. It should be exciting. Do you think it's gonna be? Because I was thinking about how good last year's tournament actually was. Like last year was a great March Madness. To be honest, like there was a lot of. What was it? The 3 out of the 4 Final Four were like South Florida teams or something like that. Or was it 2 out
It
of
was
4?
FAU and Miami.
But it was still a
Yep.
5 and a 9, I
Mhm.
think,
Yeah, it
playing
was
each other, which is
FAU
insane.
9, Miami 5.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So just hopefully we see something like that again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It was fun to watch, and I want, we all want the upsets. We all,
100%.
I mean, except if you're the top team, you want to, I think it's less cut and dry than the women's one, which I haven't made a bracket yet, but I'm going to make a women's team
Just
bracket
put
as
USC
well.
to win it on. You'll find.
Yeah, I know. It was
Yeah,
either
That
that
is
or
South Carolina. I ain't talking about
yeah.
Southern California.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
I mean,
the
South
Gamecock.
Carolina is they're
32
so
and
good.
Yeah, that's
They're
Oh,
so
they're the
good.
1 seed.
Undefeated.
Shocker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Shocker.
32 was
Mhm.
insane.
I think what were all the 1 seeds? It was them,
Iowa.
Iowa.
Yeah,
Iowa,
LSU.
LSU was 1. I thought there were 2.
I
thought they were 1 in their region. All of us instantly go to Google. Don't even know.
I mean, he's got it, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they are 1. But I thought it was like, I don't know. I thought I heard differently. I'm probably wrong.
Yeah. All right. I want
South
you-
Carolina's
South
guaranteed.
Carolina.
number
Yeah,
one.
absolutely.
Yep.
They're the number 1 of the whole tournament.
Iowa,
South Carolina, Iowa,
Yeah.
and then we got Southern California and
Yeah,
Texas.
USC.
yeah,
Oh,
USC and
okay.
Texas. Yeah, I remember LSU. People were talking about they weren't a 1 seed because
Yeah.
they lost to. I mean,
You
It-
lost
it
to
is
the
what it
number
is.
1 team. Wow.
yeah,
Right. Exactly.
The
I mean-
the team that is literally number 1.
yeah.
Yeah.
And did you see the coach of? I don't know
Which one?
who's playing Iowa, but they were like, we're gonna send Caitlin Clark home or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah.
But did you see Did you watch the video though?
Yeah.
He
We're gonna
said
send Caitlin Clark packing.
he
That's
said
literally what he sounded like on the video.
he said that with no
Like
fire,
passion,
no
yeah.
conviction. He was like, we're gonna send Caitlin Clark packing. Like he literally paused, and there was like, woo, and we're like, bro, like. Nobody is. If I'm on that team, I'm like, dog, I'm about to lose. Like, there's no way.
I mean, respectfully, she's probably dropping 40.
Yeah,
But
no,
if we're
100%.
being honest, she's
Like,
dropping 40.
everyone in the comments was like, bro, need to say that with his chest. Like, he didn't say
Yeah.
that with any type of like.
Because he knows it's not true. He's just trying to get
He
his
was
team fired up.
straight capping.
Oh yeah, he knows. He knows
Yeah,
she's
let's
just gonna cook.
send her home. Send her out of here.
Did you see LSU's reaction when they saw that they can, if they win their first round, they can face Louisville second round?
No.
Yeah, they all pointed at Haley Van Lith. Literally, even Kim Mulkey was like looking at her. Like they all pointed at her.
That was a crazy move. Like that was a Kevin Durant type thing, bro. Like
Yes.
1,000. When I saw that, I was like, bro, like
They go, she ain't even need to leave. She just went ring chasing.
quite literally what
That's
she
someone
did.
said.
That's crazy.
I mean,
got-
to be honest, yeah, she was either running her team or like, go to here to try and win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we know. I mean, we don't know, but we kind of know South Carolina going to the final. Like whether or not they win the whole thing, they're just such a good.
I
Like
don't,
they're.
I don't know, bro.
they're
Don't
crazy.
you know what I can't do right now? I can't count out Caitlin Clark, and I can't count out Paige Beckers.
Yeah,
I'm telling you
that's
right now.
true.
People forget, bro. People forget
No,
about
no,
her.
no, I haven't forgotten
She
about
was
her.
her.
I think
She still is her.
I just think South Carolina is deeper than
Oh,
Iowa.
100%.
Yeah, 'cause I
Like,
feel like
so
I mean,
and that's what it's gonna rely on because they're gonna like obviously Caitlin Clark's gonna get hers,
Yeah.
but when the rest of the team, when it comes down to it, like, you
Yeah.
know,
do they have other people? Like I don't really watch a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah,
of
they
it.
got it. They got some
pieces?
good. They got some
Girl's
good
name
pieces.
dropped like 35 the day Caitlin didn't drop that many.
Yeah, I forgot her name, but they got some good
Which
pieces.
is
But it's just
extremely
like,
disrespectful, but
yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I hope Kansas State does well. It's a little random team, but there's a girl who was in my senior class in high school that's playing basketball for Kansas State.
Shout out.
oh,
Yeah,
okay,
so that's,
yeah,
so that's dope.
awesome.
But yeah, so it'd be sick if they went far. But yeah,
I don't know. It's not much we can say right now.
no, true. Yeah.
Because again, like, how many rounds? Is it the first 2 rounds that happen between now and next week, or?
I think so.
Yeah. So yeah, round of 30, March 23rd and 24th, and then Sweet 16 starts on the 20th.
That's how it happens. I
Mhm.
think even in all divisions.
I'm not gonna lie. For a long time, I was confused that March Madness also went to April because I was like, it was
Yeah.
called March Madness, and yeah, the majority of the madness happens in March, but like the last 2 rounds happen in April. So
It's the real March Madness, the Division 2 one. Shout out.
shout out FSC.
Shout out.
My actually, I'm in my sport marketing class.
Region Championship today.
Shout out Stratton. He is in my group for that class.
Wait, we're back. We're both.
It's like that. You're still on. It's just like that sometimes.
you.
It's
Alright,
just weird.
we're
It's the way that the wire is.
Gotcha.
Anyways, my sport marketing class, Stratton is in my group, and we had
Shout
a
out.
presentation on Monday. He wasn't there because they won, so
Yeah.
he's still playing. So shout out to him.
Yeah, let's go
Yeah.
Mox.
We held it down without you. No, I'm just kidding. No, it actually went pretty well. But from that, I want to move further into. So last week we talked NFL, but it was a super quick episode, and I want to talk about more because yesterday, yes, I'm gonna talk about it right now. We've been making okay moves in the off season. Yes,
We.
yes. I'm saying we. Am I not allowed to say we? Do you not say we when it comes to New York?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I 100% say
Well,
when I'm talking about my team.
Yeah,
for
I'm
sure.
saying we. We signed Chase Young. Now here's my. Ooh, this made me mad yesterday. I texted my group chat about that.
How's that mad?
No. Let me cook.
Oh.
Let me cook. Cause this is obviously a great thing for us. And when he went, I texted that, and they were like, they're all Washington fans, so they were just hurt. They were just like, they was like, oh, he's so washed. That doesn't even mean anything. Y'all still gonna suck and everything. And I'm like,
Y'all
there's
still gonna
there's
suck.
there's no logical like thinking. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you can't have Chase Young on one side and then Cam Jordan on the other. Like a vet like that helping him out and not having a good D line. Like our defense, we re-signed all of our key guys. We got Chase Young. We signed Will Davis or whatever his name was.
Y'all got rid of Slant Boy.
I'm talking about defense, but yeah, also offensively, got rid of him, and we signed Cedric Wilson Jr. or whatever. So, like, our defense is looking really nice right now, which we needed to because the NFC South is somehow. I'll get to that in a second. But when I texted that, they were like, "Oh, he's washed. This doesn't mean anything. It's whatever." I'm like, bro, Were we not acting like when he went to San Francisco, people were calling them the Avengers? Like, how is that even allowed? How is that possible?
That's fair.
So
Bro played 4 weeks and became washed.
yeah, they were like, no, but the thing is, he played well in those 4 weeks. Look at his
I know.
numbers. I was like, so I'm like, guys, where's the switch up? It's just because he's in New Orleans now. Like, why are we doing this? You know?
No, for
Why
sure.
are we doing this?
Yeah.
But I love it. Shout out to that. Because I was thinking about it when they were meeting him. I was like, there's no way he's going to sign with us. Like, why would he leave San Francisco? And then he actually did. So we're up right now. We are up right now, bro.
I don't think they got money to pay him.
Yeah, our cap space is in the negative, I think. Maybe. But I'll
What'd y'all
take it.
sign him for 1 year, 12?
I think it was 1 year guaranteed, something like that. It might have been more than 12. But, yeah, no, New Orleans, offensively, it's not going to be like powerhouses like it was before, but we still have solid key guys, which is what you need to succeed in the league. And then defensively, like, we have always been good defensively, at least over the last, 6 years. We've always been in the top 10, probably closer to the top 5, and we're just trying to keep that trend going. I mean, with Dennis Allen being a defensive coordinator to head coach, the team's very defensive-minded, so it's unfortunately going to stay that way, for better or worse. But we need to, because now, I said this last week, your boy Kirko Chains is in Atlanta.
Hey, I mean, to be honest, obviously, I wanted him to stay on the Vikings. I like the Vikings, but I mean, they're a solid team. They've got him at QB. They've got Kyle Pitts. They've got a couple of pieces that he can work with. And
you see what happened with Kyle Pitts and the whole number thing?
Yeah. He was saying like Kirk wanted obviously to wear number 8 because that's his number, and he was like, and Kyle Pitts is what he wears on the Falcons, and he was saying,
He gets to keep number 8 now.
Yeah.
He
So
kept it.
So does that mean he's not getting any targets?
Yeah.
That's what people were saying. They're like, bro's about to get no targets this year because he kept his number.
I think Kirk was too nice.
He's like, actually,
No,
you know what? You can
100%,
keep
yeah.
number 8. You think Kirk would be like, keep number 8. I'll go 18, and they'll throw to anyone else.
Drake London, bro. Why would
Drake
you throw
London.
to anyone else but Drake London?
I'll throw to Bijan, actually.
Bijan, get out there. Bijan, go wide.
Yeah. No, Kyle Pitts will get.
Yeah.
He'll have a good year.
No, for sure. I mean, yeah,
He has a quarterback now.
Yeah. So are you a Falcons fan now?
So I don't know. I mean, I'm a Kirk Cousins fan. Like I like Kirk. I like watching him play. I want him to succeed, but like I just don't, because like I just don't see myself being an Atlanta Falcons fan. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna watch Kirk. I want him to succeed. I want him to do well. And if the Falcons make something happen, they make something happen. I'll be happy for him. But I mean, I think team wise, like I'm gonna be, because I live in Jacksonville now. So I mean, I was pulling for the Jaguars a little bit last season before that. So I mean, I think that's where I'm gonna align myself for the time being. But I mean,
what? You got the Panthers too? No.
bro, don't even get me started, bro.
I can't even laugh, bro. Like, I can't even laugh at that. Like, that's just that hurt. That hurt me. You targeted him. That hurt me. Like, I felt that. Like, damn.
No, yeah, it's
that shit hit deep, Jacob.
Bro.
Hey,
My
at least
bad.
there's one successful team out. Actually, it's tough to have a successful professional sports team in North Carolina, but our MLS team ain't doing too shabby, so we're chilling with that.
How are they doing so far in the season?
It's like game 3 in the
You
season.
hear
at
that?
the moment.
There's nothing wrong with a we.
I'm saying, bro. We are in the Eastern Conference, sitting 11th. We've played 4 games.
11th out of.
15 in the conference, 32 in the whole league.
Okay.
So there's 3 sports teams? There's 3 leagues that have 32 teams in America and 3 that have 30?
I think so.
I think, yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Nice.
Yeah, we're one win, 1 tie, 2 losses. The 2 losses, they were bad. I mean, we didn't get cooked, but like we did not play well, or very unlucky losses. Shouldn't have happened, but it is what it is. We have a really, really good coach. Got him from England. He managed in the Premier League for several years, and we're obviously David Tepper, the owner of the Carolina Panthers and the owner of Charlotte FC. He owns everything. I don't know that he owns the Hornets, but he owns the 2.
I mean, Hornets are also terrible.
Yeah,
so.
no, exactly. He probably does, to be honest. But he's just not a good owner. He doesn't make smart decisions. I mean, this manager was probably the only good decision he's made ever as the owner of Charlotte. But, I mean, it's a new team. We've been in the MLS. This will be our 3rd season. So just trying to get established. I mean, obviously, the league is getting tougher, obviously, with Inter Miami. I mean, they're a shoo-in to win the Eastern Conference. I mean, they're...
Shout out Messi.
Yeah, I mean, they're signing...
And actually, basically,
Shout
shout
out Barcelona.
Shout out Barcelona. 'cause
Shout
they're
out
just-
Barcelona.
They're just signing
Retirement home.
Yeah,
Barcelona.
2015 prime Barcelona. I mean, yeah, they got everybody. They got Busquets, they got Suarez.
Sergio.
I'm saying.
It's time, bro. It's time. Come over here.
Yeah, they're gonna talks about them getting Neymar too.
Jesus, come
Are you
over here.
serious?
Yes,
Bro, we'll just turn it into FC Barcelona 2.0. That's all we're doing.
Dude, there's no way.
Inter Barcelona.
Is it because they just have so much money? They'll just like, hey,
Well, see, I don't because
They don't have money, bro.
Messi is the one that's getting a lot of money. Like I don't think Suarez and Busquets and Jordi Alba
how old are these guys? Are they like pushing 40?
Yeah, like
gotta
Messi's 36.
Yeah.
I think Busquets 37.
Like
Jordi
LeBron.
Alba's about 35 probably. They're old guys. I mean, they still have the. I mean, you don't need a whole lot of quality to be in the MLS. I mean, obviously it's a professional league. You need to be good, but these guys are world class. Won everything there is to win in the sport. I mean, they're gonna go off and they're gonna get theirs. But yeah, I mean, if they brought Neymar in, I mean, it would reunite what some people say is the greatest attacking trio of all time: Messi, Neymar, and Suarez. I disagree, but it's a lot of people think that is the greatest attacking trio of all time, and I mean, they would just rip through the MLS.
There's no way. Yeah, sorry, I didn't even realize that was a possibility because he's coming off injury, right, Neymar?
Well, so he's hurt at the moment. He's playing over in Saudi Arabia right now, which is like
and he got paid so much money.
They all got paid to go over there.
Yes, 100%. The Saudi league is literally just go get a bag and play like mediocre soccer in front of 20 fans. Like it's most of the big Al Nassr has fans, Al Hilal has fans, but Al Nassr's where Ronaldo is, Al Hilal's where Neymar is. A couple other ones are, but like I've seen pictures from like screenshots or whatever from games where they're like big, nice, like some of the stadiums where they played World Cup games in, and they are empty. Like they are maybe 1,000 fans.
Sounds like a Marlins game.
Bro, that reminds me, I played, so my sweet mate has FIFA 24, and I played him, and I haven't played FIFA in a long time. Like, I'm not.
FIFA's fun, bro. I love me some FIFA.
I'm not that good, but he's insane. And he was Al Nassr, and I was some top Prem team. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It might have been City or something, and he beat me bro, because he is a big Ronaldo guy.
Yeah.
First half was pretty chill. I think it was like 1-0 or something.
Mm-hmm.
He ends up having 4 goals.
Second half
it was like four goals with. He beat me like 5 or 6 to like 1 or 2 or something.
Jeez,
that's
but
crazy.
all of it was Ronaldo. Like,
yeah,
dude, you get him in the open field and it's just it's over.
Yeah, it's over. I mean,
it was insane.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Ronaldo. A lot of people see one thing that I've really not liked about recent soccer media is how much hate Ronaldo's been getting. Obviously, so he went back to Manchester United, which is obviously my team. He went because that's where he kind of started his career, where he got big, and he went back to United, and things didn't work out. He didn't play well. He ended up leaving. The manager that brought him in got fired. So everybody was saying like, oh, like it's Ronaldo's fault that Man United is like selling right now and doing this and that. And so obviously then he goes to Saudi, and everyone's like, oh, he's going to this retirement league, like he's not good. And then on top of that, after Messi wins the World Cup, everybody's saying, yeah, Messi's the GOAT, which obviously, yeah, Messi is the greatest soccer player of all time. He's untouchable. I mean, but Ronaldo is obviously a close second. Ronaldo has won everything Messi's won and more aside from the World Cup. He's got more Champions Leagues. He's got more goals in the Champions League. He's got this and that. And so a lot of people are putting disrespect on Ronaldo's name and being like I've seen like top 10 lists, and Ronaldo's not even making top 10 lists, which is just ridiculous. And people are saying like, oh, like you got Messi, then like Pele, Maradona, like fine, and they're putting in the most random names that you'll like guys that are like, yeah, like they're solid, like Lewandowski or whatever. He's a good player.
Shout out Robert.
That's what I'm saying. He's good, but he's not near Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's just people are just hating because Ronaldo's always been a very divisive kind of a player. It's always you love him or you hate him, and the Ronaldo haters are loud.
Yeah. So do you agree with what he says about MLS being worse than Saudi League or?
See, I think from the quality of the player, I think the MLS is a little bit weaker, but I think from a league standpoint and like fan bases and like passion and enjoyability of watching the games, I think the MLS is better. With the thing with the Saudi League is they just have so much money that they can bring in whoever they want to bring in, whoever is going to go in and accept however many millions of dollars, which most of them will, which is another conversation, which, I mean, I don't agree with. I mean, I really think you should be playing for, like, passion, playing for the love of the sport, playing, because, like, I feel like soccer is one of, if not the most passionate sports out there, like, playing for, like, the history, like the Champions League, trying to fight for these things, and you can't do that in the Saudi League. They're just getting their money, which, like, so that's why I don't really like it as much. But the MLS it's a weak league, we'll say. I mean, it's not, on the grand scale of soccer league, it's not strong, but it's growing, and I think it's growing in the right way, rather than it just trying to bring in names. Obviously, they brought in Messi, and they brought in these guys, but that's just one team who has some money, that made some deals, but they have really strong academy programs, which a lot of the teams in Saudi don't have, and they're building it from the bottom up rather than the top down, which I think is a better avenue for sure.
Yeah, I mean, all these guys you mentioned, like, we're in this strange spot of, like, all the greats that we've known for so long are getting older, they're getting close to retiring, and it's sad when you think about it. Like, we got to enjoy it and give them their flowers while they're still here. Like, we just saw... I mean, this one kind of came out of nowhere, but not really. Like, Aaron Donald just retired a few days ago, and he wasn't even, like, that old. He'd been 10 years in the league, which compared to some other people, like, isn't even, like, he could have played longer. He retired on the top for sure. If you look at his resume, I mean, obviously first ballot Hall of Famer. He's every year either been a Pro Bowler or All-Pro or, I mean, Super Bowl champion at this point. Like, he's a man that's been triple teamed his entire career, if not more.
One of 3 people to be 3-time Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I saw this, so I'm trying to. This is off memory, so don't take this with a grain of salt. But I saw this stat the other day, and it put out the success rate of one-on-one pass rushers at like 17% overall in the NFL. I think it was a couple years ago, and it said in that I think it was 17% success rate, like one-on-one pass rusher, like defensive end versus offensive like guard. Aaron Donald. They talked about his pass percentage was 18% versus 2. So like his pass rush like success rate versus 2 people was higher than any other NFL versus one person.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah, I've seen like after his like retirement got announced or whatever, I was just like scrolling on Instagram and I saw there's like so many just clips of him like literally 3 O-linemen.
I saw one with 4 people.
Yeah, and he gets through them. Like it's insane.
He threw a guard onto Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
like literally threw his own guard on him.
Did you see
that's
the
how
picture?
he got. No, that's how he got a sack, Jacob.
Yeah,
like I don't think you understand.
Ridiculous.
He just literally grabbed a guy and just threw it onto another grown dude. I don't know what to say.
I mean, I said this before. He's the reason. Like obviously, there's more reasons. Like Cooper Kupp was having the Triple Crown year, but when it came down to it, he ended the game when they won the Super Bowl. That final play, not for Aaron Donald getting immediately to Joe Burrow because that offensive line was poop. Like. Jamar Chase was wide open because Jalen Ramsey slipped a second later, and that would have been a touchdown. Completely different game. Aaron Donald was him. He got to him and just immediately ring me.
Yeah,
you know,
it's crazy.
So shout out to him. It was kind of sad. I thought he could have, like, he was just I think All Pro and like Pro Bowler like this year too. Like he wasn't just like washed, retired. He talked about retiring.
Just randomly retired.
He talked about retiring after winning a ring.
That man got 5 more years in him.
He talked about retiring after winning the Super Bowl, but then he was like, "No, I'll come back." But I guess he's stepping away from it soon enough. LeBron's gonna be gone.
That's crazy.
He's 30. He's 40. He's 39.
That's the same dude, bro. We're talking about like before we moved to LeBron. This is the same dude that trains with knives, bro.
Donald, he trains with knives.
Yes, he trains with knives to like the person has knives and he blocks you and gets through to the quarterback.
That's insane.
I did not know that.
That's great.
That's a different level of psycho, bro.
I swear.
That's why he's a dog.
That's crazy.
But like all these guys, like I mentioned, like Steph has just turned 36, I think. Kevin Durant's like 35 or whatever. Like all these guys are going to be out soon enough, and every league that we're mentioning is in good hands. Like there's a lot of young talent across the board, but you know it's going to be changed for the next like 15 to 20 years.
Like once like all those names like Steph, LeBron, Kyrie, KD, everybody's like out. It's going to be a very different NBA.
April 2nd, 2018. Donald trains with knives. TheRams.com. This is their website.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, all I'm. Dude.
He uses fake knives. Still.
Okay. I mean that's still like mentally like I don't know. That's sorry, I didn't even know what to say about that, but I do want to mention no, not LeBron yet. It's still on NFL. Did you see the new documentary they announced? Receiver, yeah. So the same thing, same people that made Quarterback. Did you ever watch?
Yeah, I watched. Yeah, I watched
so now they're making one about Receiver.
I still have yet to watch it.
Dude, you gotta
Quarterback's
watch
good.
it.
No, I know.
So
I just still haven't watched it.
I think it's what Devontae Adams.
Kirk's in there.
Oh no, that quarterback. Yeah, quarterback is
for
receiver.
Receiver, yeah.
George Kittle is in it, which I was like,
He's a tight end, isn't he?
yeah. So I,
I
was,
mean, technically,
I,
technicality, they
I-
do receive a ball.
I know, but it was kind of because if you're gonna have a tight end, why not Travis? You know, because like that
He's
would
more
bring.
of a receiver.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
more of a receiver. He's more of a receiver than George Kittle.
Yeah,
So
that's what I was saying.
yeah. I don't know. It's interesting, but the lineup is good. Even though there's no Tyreek and like stuff like that, I feel like
They
Tyreek
can't
would.
really put Tyreek.
I'm about to say
right now. He's going through a lot of
Tyreek
stuff,
would
you
be
know?
crazy on a documentary.
What would it be? Him playing Fortnite?
Yeah.
And then freaking Peely's just standing there, traumatized?
Yeah, no, it's Devontae, Justin Jefferson, Debo Samuel, Amon-Ra St. Brown, and George Kittle.
That's not bad.
So that's
So they
a
have
good
4
lineup.
phenomenal receivers and then just a great tight end. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Odd man out.
It comes out this summer, and then I think next season of quarterback also comes out this summer.
Mm.
And then we got the NBA one that's coming out with LeBron, Jason Tatum, Domantas Sabonis,
Oh, I forgot about that.
Anthony
I
Edwards,
forgot about that.
and one other person that I'm forgetting. But that one's gonna be
Yeah.
really good too. Same people that
Isn't
made
it? Isn't it Reese?
Is it
Is it Tyrese?
Tyrese Maxey?
No, Halliburton.
Is it? Hold
I
on.
don't remember. For some reason, I don't know why his name.
I
is
just
in my head.
I love the way that sports
I thought you
media
were
has
just gonna look
been.
it up.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was going to get into a tangent. You can look it up though. My bad. The authentic like media that we're getting from the players. I say this as someone who wants to get into the industry. Obviously, I didn't play the sports at a professional level, and there's room for people who haven't to speak on it. But there's also the encouragement for. I'm not saying everybody needs a podcast or a show, but more and more
Why
more
we
players
forget, man?
are. What?
Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler. Oh yeah.
Jimmy.
I would forget about
Buckets.
Jimmy B.
More and more people are like athletes are feeling freer to have their own platform of media and share their knowledge of the game and how it really works at a high level. Like I know you saw.
I know you were gonna mention. I was
I
gonna
know
bring
you
it up
saw.
if you did it. I knew. I was
I
waiting
listened
for
to it like 2 hours ago before
the whole thing.
the whole episode.
I watched the first 5 minutes.
Mind the game, bro. The streets are feasting right now.
No, I know you were salivating watching this man.
When
talk
I
about
saw that
basketball.
get posted last
Who is
night,
this?
LeBron.
Oh,
So-
he's got
so-
a
so
broadcast.
JJ
now?
LeBron
Redick.
and JJ Redick new podcast called Mind the Game where they just talk basketball.
Gotcha.
But
But-
not just like the intricacies of basketball.
They talk-
Like,
they talk
break
about, like-
down plays and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
The
that's cool.
game,
Like
you know,
how
like-
they see it at a professional level.
That's actually really cool.
Bro,
That's,
I was
yeah, that's
listening
awesome.
to it. Not even gonna lie. Like I understood the base stuff, but this is someone who I played basketball my whole life.
Right.
There's
You know about a horn step?
There's
dog?
so much. Yeah, I remember like learning horns in high school. We never really like ran it though, but I'd seen that before. But just like the terminology that they use that's so base level for them is just
Yeah.
leagues higher than anyone else. Would
After
talk
watching
about.
this, you dropping a triple double in the next IM game?
Absolutely, bro. We have a game
For sure.
tomorrow, 5 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
See me there. I'm gonna shout. Hey, thumb down, thumb down.
X5, X5.
Hey,
X5.
flex. No, anyways.
Get the X5.
I'm not gonna lie. So that they talked about the play floppy that they don't really run anymore. I knew that play because of 2K. Because my brother, my brother would always
Me
run
too.
that, and it would piss me off because it would work. And then I started running because you go to the I forget what you click like left on the D-pad or whatever,
I-
and you see
yeah.
the play show
Yep,
up floppy,
Yep.
automatic, bro.
I knew
automatic.
floppy because of 2K, but also because the Heat run it low key with Duncan. They used to run it with Duncan
Yeah.
back before they had Tyler.
No, but I loved it when the moment it was announced. I was just I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna follow it because I don't.
Yeah.
I listen to most sports podcasts like in like Instagram or just
I've watched JJ's podcast.
like I mostly have seen that like Charles Barkley through like clips and stuff
Right.
and
Oh,
Draymond, but
In the
never like
steam room. That's Charles Barkley's
Yeah, no,
podcast
it's-
with Ernie
it's-
Johnson.
never like the whole thing. But this is the one
Yeah.
I'm gonna be listening to the whole thing because
That's cool.
I could listen to that for hours. Not because it was LeBron.
100%. No, it's fine. I'm not saying
I
anything.
like
It's
listening
fine.
to. I love when JJ Redick is on every single show and just destroys everyone else who doesn't know what they're talking about because he has such a knowledge and appreciation of the game
Actually,
itself.
you know, I'm writing a paper about that right now. For a shout out, Professor Neighbors.
Yeah.
I think-
neighbors to go.
I think that it was talking about like you're supposed to talk about the sport media middle class
Mm-hmm.
and why some reporters get lost, and I think it's very easy for them to get lost because of athletes. And I don't mean that like in a negative way. It's just obviously like I would rather want to hear, what, like when it comes to baseball, right? I want to hear what Bryce Harper's going through, like what he's looking at when he's pitching. I want to hear what Jacob deGrom is looking at when a specific hitter, what Aaron Judge sees when there's a certain pitcher coming up, what like in the comparison when it's a lefty or a righty, someone who throws a lot harder than someone else, what's the difference between playing on the road and at home, playing early in the season and playing late? Like, it's going to be easier for an athlete to explain that because what they're saying holds value. Yeah. Where then is like, guys are me and you that want to go into this profession. It's like, why is someone going to trust us when we're just, just a dude that studied at school and then, just because we watch sports? I think that because of that, like, this podcast is going to blow up for multiple reasons. One, because it's LeBron. And then two, because JJ Redick already has such a high following from his podcast that getting LeBron and these two, basketball geniuses talking about the sport and basically showing and going through plays and how they analyze certain plays.
It's crazy.
We cannot deny about LeBron's IQ. You can say what you want about Jordan this, Bron that, Kobe this, Shaq that. But one thing these guys all shared is that they know the sport of basketball. So it's like you're going to listen to LeBron talk, and then LeBron can have a career instantly. Why do you think Tom Brady got such a huge bag to be on Fox Sports?
Because he can analyze the game in a way no one else could.
He's one of he's the greatest quarterback we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Where now guys like me and you, it's going to be harder for us to go into this profession and it is what we're studying right now in college. Yeah. It's going to be a lot harder for us to go because we're always complaining that Stephen A. Smith says that, this and that, but it's like, unless you're such a high-profile name like Stephen A. Smith, or Skip Bayless, you can where's Max Kellerman?
But even to that point, it's those guys have covered
they've covered
sports
sport
for decades.
Oh, right.
But it's
I
always
know.
But it's still the perspective is always outside looking in,
exactly.
And that they can still know a lot, and that's why people listen to them because I think that perspective does lead to some other benefits of unbiased, calling it like I see it because you're not within or whatever. Right. But it also is it makes it easier to. I don't want to listen to this guy who just yells on TV. Let me listen to Kevin Garnett talk about basketball. Let me listen to guys that actually played the sport. And I think that's what fans are wanting right now, which is why we're getting more documentaries showing what it's like inside the locker room. Like quarterback was awesome. I think we got one about Steph Curry that came out last year on Apple TV. I never finished that one. I'm going to though, but we're getting more and more of that because it strengthens your connection with your favorite athletes, and you also just you get firsthand experience from them who are in it day in and day out of what it actually means to do what they do.
No, I know. I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah. I'm just saying to that point.
No, I know. I'm just saying I feel like it's a lot easier for them to for people to start following them because. If you're not one of these guys that have been doing it for so long that built a name up for yourself, an athlete can pick up a mic and you're going to listen to them because they know what they're talking about, regardless of who it is. Regardless if you love or hate them. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You're still going to be oh, okay.
Shannon Sharp, too. He played, at the highest level for so long. He's a Hall of Famer. So you're going to listen to him talk about football. Why wouldn't you?
But people listen to him talking about anything else.
True. How
big is Club Shay Shay, his own podcast, that he gets a mixture of athletes and celebrities.
Yeah.
The Cat Williams episode is the most streamed thing the past 2 years.
Yeah, that.
And it's and it's just basically Cat Williams airing out,
everybody's business in Hollywood.
Hollywood
Crazy.
And how the business works, but simply because Shannon has such a huge following because of who he is and what he built on Undisputed, people went and watched it, and it's
And that's where being an entertainment figure also factors into it as well as because there's a lot of guys, a lot of pro athletes that probably could explain stuff and have their own show, but they don't have that factor to them, the personality. Their media personalities for a reason.
Yeah,
so you gotta have that is important too. And athletes like LeBron, who's very active on social media, JJ Redick, who is very active on social media and not afraid to be out there and be blunt with what he's saying. Kevin Garnett, super passionate guy. All these guys that have their own shows. Draymond Green will fight anybody. We know. We've seen it.
Literally.
They have that. Jason and Travis Kelce, they're media trained guys. They're athletes, but they also have that part where they can make it fun and enjoyable. And that's why people love their show as well. It's definitely harder for people in the middle. It's not impossible though.
Right. I know. I'm just saying.
There's a place for it, but it's much easier. And I'm not mad at it. I do want that, more athletes to speak on it and give their experience. Because it was different, 20, 30 years ago. I think not obviously with social media growing, but also athletes in their organization where there was way less freedom. They were to play and then not make any issues. And if you spoke outside to media, it was like drama. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So if you had your own,
100%.
Lord forbid you had your own like news show or news segment or whatever, because that would have been like, oh, you're taking attention away from the game.
Yeah.
Like you should just
Yep.
be playing and not worry about anything else. Now it's completely flipped where you have that freedom. Like young guys have that freedom to like be on media because it's more accepted now. It's more normalized. Like they can have a show and they can still not take away from their game and stuff like that. Like Anthony Edwards, that might be a little different, but his whole ad campaign with, is it Adidas? I think. Is that who his shoe was?
Yeah,
with?
he has
yeah,
an
yeah.
Adidas brand,
But
yeah.
like like stuff like that. It's more. It's less like generalized. It's not just a typical shoe commercial. Like it's personalized to the athlete,
Mhm.
and that's what's more accepted nowadays. So
Speaking of Anthony Edwards, did you see
I-
his reaction?
yes, I did.
Before we get onto what the thing was, did you see his reaction?
Yeah, live was that was on TV.
It should be, yes.
You know where you should look.
Nah, what happened?
You should watch the video. Make sure
look.
it's away from the microphone.
Yeah, look up Anthony Edwards.
Just for or you can just look up what he said. It might be in quotations.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's not even talk about it. I want your firsthand
Yeah.
experience to this.
It was so warranted.
It was the craziest thing I've seen.
Are you talking about his dunk?
Yes.
Yeah, that thing was.
Did
I
you
saw,
see his? No, but he reacted. So he was
I didn't see.
interviewed.
I saw the video of the dunk. I did not see
So-
his.
We all know he dislocated his finger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after the
How you
game,
dunk so hard you dislocate your
no,
finger?
he didn't. But he dislocated his left hand. Why do you think that's the same reason John Collins got a head contusion? 'Cause they hit each other.
Okay.
He went like that, and he dislocated his finger on his head. He dunked right-handedly, but dislocated a finger on his left. So he goes, he gets what do you call this?
Could you not find the video yet?
No, I saw a video of the dunk. I don't know.
So after the game, he's being interviewed. That's what I was trying to get to.
Gotcha.
And
Look up reaction.
they show up the reaction, right? And
I'll
he
see if I
has
can find
he has
it
a
too.
video. It's all over Instagram. he
Yeah, it's
just
funny.
goes,
Ooh,
"Oh, you want to say it?"
Luan, nigga. Oh, look! I opened the first thing. That's what he
Yes,
said
that's
that
literally
while
what he
while
said.
the guy was right
There it
here.
is.
Yeah.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Is it this?
Yes, that's the video.
That's
Bro.
so funny.
Bro. The reporter just moved right past it. It was-
You can see his smile like quiver. It's like whatever.
Like, oh, you're not supposed
whatever,
to be-
bro. He
yeah.
said it. I ain't even. I
Unnatural
at that
tone.
point he was like, "What can I do, bro?"
Did you see it or no?
I saw the dunk. I didn't see the.
nah,
No,
look, I got
watch
it.
the video.
Yeah.
Watch the video.
That's so funny.
He's like, I'm sorry, that was the best dunk of my career.
hilarious,
And then
Yeah.
he just goes right into interviewing him.
Just so casually.
Dude, that's hilarious.
But then did you see?
He knows he's not supposed to cuss
No.
on TV.
Nah, but that's like LaMelo in WWE.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean
Beat
that
his
that
ass.
dunk though, that was
Beat the ass.
I mean ridiculous.
But
I
did
think it's dunk of the year.
Did you see what happened 15 minutes later?
Yeah.
Literally 15 minutes later,
Austin Reeves got a
Austin
face
Reeves gets
full of.
Johnson. Shout out Jinxie.
Bro, did you see
Shout
what-
out Jinxie.
Did you see what
If you know, you know.
Did you see what he said after?
Yeah.
He was like, "Y'all seen the photo? You don't like want any more details or something like that?"
No,
Like,
so
That's
the
crazy.
reporter goes. No, the reporter goes. I have it memorized because I saved it. The reporter goes, I have to ask. And he's like, you see, Austin Reeves goes, you see, this is why I don't like you. But he's like laughing. He's like, the guy said I'm a good reporter. I was like, all right, calm down, buddy.
Yeah.
And he's like, what was it that he said? And Austin, oh yeah, he goes, you want to talk about like what happened? Austin goes, we seen what happened. Like Austin Reeves straight up goes, everybody's seen what happened. And he goes, I heard someone say the first video, I didn't even know that D'Angelo was next to him. D'Angelo Russell in the press conference.
Yeah.
D'Angelo Russell's the one that asked, was it a charge?
Really?
Yeah, I thought it was like someone else in the seat. No, it was D'Angelo Russell. He goes, negligent to ask. And he goes, see, this is why I don't like you. Like, this is what happened.
What happened on that first play? Everybody's seen what happened.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, he was a good sport about it.
That's hilarious.
Like, he's got a point. I don't want that view.
Bro.
I don't want to get
No,
dunked
that's
on.
what I'm saying.
I
Nah,
don't want
because
to
I
get
looked
dunked
at it
on.
again and I was like, "Yo!" Like
He almost
sometimes
cleared him. He almost cleared
sometimes
him.
it's
Yeah, that was
close,
crazy.
but his face was just straight up.
Oh, he caught like the right here.
Yeah.
Like it probably made that noise too.
That's That's
crazy.
so tough, bro.
Like,
Dude, that's just
Hey,
unfortunate.
you know what? Shout out to him though, being a happy camper about it though. He
Yeah.
laughed it off.
Because they
That's-
won by like almost 30. So
Yeah.
They won by 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
everybody was getting. Something was in the water yesterday. People were just getting dunked on.
Mike
left and
Seeker
right.
stuff, baby.
See, before I thought that. Oh my goodness, why am I blanking on his name in Houston? It's like year 3 for him. He's like the guy that they're building around.
Oh, Cam Whitmore? No.
No,
Who? The one that caught?
the one
Oh,
that-
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green.
Yeah.
Because his dunk was also
Crazy.
insane.
Crazy.
But I think the Anthony
It's the
Edwards one
madness.
was
It's the
better.
March Madness, bro.
Yeah. Basketball
Right
at this
there.
time of year, because right after March Madness, you have NBA playoffs. So, I mean, play-in tournament, like, race is heating up right now. The West is the most packed it's been, even more packed than last year. Like, last year was bad, but I think it's even, it's ridiculous. So, I think I was thinking about this because I saw someone say something about it yesterday. It was, about the Knicks. I think it was someone asked Stephen A, do you think the Knicks, when healthy, are like a threat to the Celtics? He started like having spasms and being like, oh, yeah,
Yes.
it is, Molly. Yes, I think it is.
Yes. He's a Knicks homer, though. We know that.
Yeah.
The New Yorker and Knicks fan. Wow,
Mhm.
shocker. Wait,
Um,
wait till they see playoff Jimmy.
That's
Wait
the
till
thing,
they see
though.
playoff Jimmy.
That's the thing, though. He's never out of it. What seed are they right now?
Probably 12. No, I'm just kidding. We just lost yet. So they lost to the. They lost. I did say that on accident. They lost to the Pistons.
No, it's okay. I'm not
They
hating.
beat the Pistons both games.
He's
Yeah.
8 right now.
Oh, they are right.
Yeah.
Because they lost yesterday to the Sixers.
I mean,
98-91.
They made it to the finals as an 8 seed. So.
They lost to
That's
the
true.
Sixers yesterday, 98-91. But no Jimmy, no Tyler. So
Mhm.
True.
Terry had a bad game. I think Terry shot like 4 for 15, which is not ideal.
That's like my numbers in any real basketball. That's
But hey, shout out
Are
Bam
you
Adebayo.
playing? I am
yes,
basketball.
bro. It's
You
bad.
are?
It's bad.
Dude,
Shout
I gotta
out.
come to your next game, bro.
Dude,
Listen.
I need me some training, bro.
Listen.
I gotta watch the LeBron podcast.
Bro, mind the game. Shout out. Bro,
No,
it
I get it. Yeah, no,
like,
go ahead.
like
go ahead.
you're
Go
sitting
ahead.
there listening to it.
Zip it up while you're done, by the way.
I'm done. I'm done. Let's move on.
That's crazy.
That was funny. That was good. That was good.
Oh, I gotta give
was
myself that one. That was probably the best timing I've had.
That was good.
See, that's the one. See,
know
I got
what?
you to laugh at a joke finally. Shout out Edris Femi Adebayo, Belmonte. 2 for 2 and threes yesterday. That's 4 straight threes he's made.
Didn't he have a game winner?
He did against the Pistons.
Yeah, against
I
the
don't want to talk
Pistons.
about who, but yes, he had a game-winning 3 from about 5 feet behind the line.
Yeah, I saw. that
He's got
clip
range,
earlier.
dog. Was it a bank? 100%. But it was open on Sunday, so we don't,
Yeah.
you know.
For sure.
No. I was gonna say, still
He
on NBA.
Shot a corner 3 yesterday and made it.
I mean, you want to talk about? I've mentioned my top 2 guys on here. Kyrie is the other one, and he just did something utterly ridiculous. Because I wanted to ask you. So if you didn't see, he had a left hand.
No,
Oh, I saw that.
Game
yeah,
winner.
Yeah.
The best part
Over
of that
Jokic.
clip, that best part of that clip was Luca's reaction.
Lucas' reaction was just like half the-
Luca's not even. He's facing. He's turning around.
Half
He's
his-
like looking backwards like this, and then he's like, yeah,
half
I
his
don't even know.
reaction was just like, what just happened?
I did see that.
Dude,
That's-
that's one of the most
I think-
insane game winners I've ever seen in my
I
life.
think they see a lot of crazy stuff that Luca does, and then Kyrie comes in and does something even crazier, and they just like they don't know what to see. They don't know what they're watching.
Bro,
anymore.
I'm such a you know this. I'm a big Kyrie fan. Like I have been for
100%.
so
You
long.
used to be a Cavs fan, and you were a Boston fan, and you were.
I was
Brooklyn
never
fan.
a Boston fan. I never supported that. I didn't like that move because I wanted him to stay with LeBron.
Who is
I-
your NBA team?
I don't have one. The
Oh,
same
fair.
way, like I
Yeah.
have favorite players that I
Gotcha.
follow. So like
sure.
Kyrie was one when I was younger.
Wizards.
See, that was the one thing. Growing up, I was never a Wizards
They're
fan
good.
because they sucked.
They
like
still do.
John Wall.
You're not a fan of any of the DMV fans, right? Like
No.
yeah,
because we.
DMV teams.
I mean, 2019 was a good year just for the
for
Bay
Nats.
Area.
Yeah,
No, because the Caps won too.
oh, that's true. Yeah, the Nats and the Caps
Everyone
won,
was we were up in 2019,
That's
and
right.
then like I was like, oh, that's cool. Shout out because I live there.
Yeah.
But I was never like, oh, this is my team.
Shout
Yeah.
out. I live there.
Yeah.
It's
Because
crazy.
those aren't your sports either. Like they're
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I never cared about hockey and then baseball either. So.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see that they won. Because
No,
I felt
for
like we never won anything like in the sports that I did care about, like football and basketball.
Yeah.
So,
you
know.
got something.
Yeah, we got something.
Yeah.
What was I saying? About Kyrie. Like I've literally followed Kyrie fan pages and stuff, so I'm not like I love Luca too, so I can support the Mavs as well. You always say to me, oh, he's a Lakers fan. Like, Yeah, I pay attention to them right now, but I'm not like a Laker fan. You know, I wouldn't put myself in that.
I gotta have fun somehow, okay? Listen, when your team has to shoot a game winner against the Pistons, and that already bad part number one. Your other team loses their franchise player, so don't even get me started on that.
That's valid.
And then the other sport gets absolutely embarrassed by your favorite player's team, so you don't really know how you feel right there. You kind of you crying on one eye, not crying in the other, and then your best player on that team gets Tommy John surgery. You really don't know what you're trying to do with your life. Okay, you're in a really conflicted area. And then your favorite basketball player hasn't played in 2 years because he's got knee issues. You really don't know. Like, you don't want to know what happens in here. Like, you really don't.
That's fair.
Your favorite college team goes from Final Four in March Madness to not even in the tournament because they're on a 10-game losing streak. It's really bad right now for Brian Jacob. It's really bad. Like, you know what? Clip it. That's another one for the TikTok right there. That's another
really
rant.
Bad for Brian right now.
That's another rant right there.
Brian,
Golly.
I want you to know I'm here for you.
No, I need it. Thank you. Golly.
Every single week, I'm here to help you, feel better.
I felt good, though. I felt real good.
Yeah, no, I could tell. Good Lord. That was
Lost like 5 pounds on that rant right there. I've been holding that one in.
I think Kyrie is a dog, best finisher of all time. Do you think he's the most skilled of all time, which is what Dame was saying?
Most skilled basketball player?
Yeah, like
I think
no one's saying like it's different between like greatest ever and like skill. Like how deep is his bag?
Right.
I gotta say
we're talking.
yes.
We're talking about like the extreme oversized luggage. That's
what
we're talking
that's
about.
That's like no way.
I mean, I used to watch highlights.
You know the
before
bags
games.
that they give you when you buy an artificial Christmas tree. Those really that's how big it is.
Like there's no move he can't do. That's his offhand from almost the 3-point line. And basically with him, his offhand is his on-hand now because
I genuinely think, like, I don't even want to say it. That's a lucky shot for Kyrie. I don't even want to say it's
no, because he's done. I was watching highlights. Like he does that left-hand floater.
Bro did that without even eating, bro. Like
no food, no water.
Oh yeah. He's,
Ramadan Kyrie is
that's
different
across
beast.
all sports, bro. Like in Man United, and in our game, we had a Muslim guy scored our game winner in literally the last kick of the game. Hadn't eaten all day.
I'm about to start
bottom
doing
of the net.
I'm gonna start doing that. I might pass my test.
Inshallah, brother.
All right, sketch. All right, sketch.
Yeah, no, bro. Ramadan Kyrie is different. He did the same thing last year. Like, he was cooking with nothing in him. Like,
what was it when he was going through like? The Nets played so late that he was eating a banana on the court because he could finally eat.
Yeah.
And he was literally eating on the floor.
Yeah. I think when he went to the Mavericks, people kind of.
Yeah, because I feel like that move affected him a little bit with the Ramadan. He's back. He's later. Like with the Nets, he could like get away with it halfway through the game. If he went to the Lakers, he would have been like screwed.
Yeah.
That's facts.
Like he wouldn't have he could have finished the game and still not eaten yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they play like
they'll play earlier sometimes on Sundays.
Yeah, I love how much media coverage he's been getting. Like he's finally back in it because obviously we know what happened with him getting canceled like the last 2 years ago or whatever, and how like it was so blown out of proportion and it was so unfair. Like he's such a misunderstood player. Yeah, he says some things you might not have to agree with, but you can't deny his game and his talent. And it's finally like that's the focus of it again. Just for so long, he was playing well when he was in, and then the focus would be off the court stuff, So we finally transitioned back to that point where we love Kyrie for his game and what he's been able to do night in and night out. Like he's been balling.
I think that was also like no one our age.
Yeah,
you know what it was always like the older generation that still hold the thing like. My dad has like issues with LeBron, my parents, because of what he talks about. Mm-hmm. Like we know that whole thing he had with like that whole China situation, but like one thing I did respect my dad and my mom was they can never deny that LeBron is one of the greatest.
No, that's
fair. You know what I'm saying? Like say what you want about what they do off the court, all that, but we can't deny Kyrie's like
one of the greatest.
It's insanely skilled.
Yeah, it felt like media was attacking him. Like Stephen A. had always bad stuff to say about Kyrie, and I'm like, listen to and these were all assumptions. Like I watched like Instagram lives for him, and you sit down and you listen to him talk. He's a chill dude. You talk about his teammates that knew him. Like he's a good guy, a chill guy. He's a family man. Like you might not have to agree with everything he says, but the personal attacks were where it was so ridiculous.
You don't need to attack somebody because they live their life their way while you live your life a different way.
Yeah.
Everybody's different. That's the beauty of humans. Mm-hmm. We're all different. All three of us sitting right here, we're all different. And the one thing we share is our love for sports.
No, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much it. But I don't
Yeah, no, like he was
I don't
able
get
to
people.
the stuff he's been able to do just this year, like
Yeah.
his finishing around the rim. I used to watch those videos before games because I thought it would make me feel better, or play better and
It
stuff.
makes me feel better.
Yeah, bro, you get the nerves and you see the Kyrie highlights and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that, and it works sometimes. Like he had a
Bro,
lay
bro,
over
is
Wemby,
Kyrie.
who you think is swatting everything.
Backwards. No,
Facts.
backwards did not hit backboard or rim.
Even
That's-
even Wembanyama after
ridiculous.
that was just like. that
He said it was
ridiculous.
lucky, and then Kyrie was like, "Big fella, you ain't know me."
Yeah.
Like watch the
Like
highlights.
people
and
really
I said,
forget, but
"Damn."
Kyrie is really him, bro. And then I mean, don't even get me started on Wembanyama. One of my friends is a big like that's his like LeBron, Kobe, MJ. He's just Wemby all the way. Like not that he's the
Wemby's
greatest,
probably younger than him,
not
bro.
that he's the greatest, but like someone that you like glaze right now, like he's a
Mm,
Wemby
yeah.
fan. I mean, Wemby had like 33 the other night, and I forgot how many rebounds and 7.
33, 15, 7,
He had
and
like 7
Crazy.
and 7.
Yeah, he's
The stuff that he was doing that
Ridiculous.
game. Why are you 7'4"? Tween, cross, hezzy to the basket, and then
I don't know.
reverse off the top of the backboard?
yeah, like you don't see like the,
That
the
shouldn't
big
be a
guys
thing.
doing all that. Like
That
you-
shouldn't
they're
be
usually
real,
just sit
bro.
down low and just be big.
That
but,
shouldn't
like,
be
he's-
real.
Yeah,
It's,
you know Trap House Sports,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, shout
I
out
love
Trap House Sports, right? Did you see the Wemby video he just posted out?
No, I didn't.
He goes, "I played on the Spurs. I beat John." He goes, "Call me John Stockton." He goes, "I'd average 36 assists a game."
Oh, facts. I'm
Yeah.
the
He
same
goes,
way,
"Wem-
bro.
yeah.
He goes, "Wemby averaging 100. Just throw the ball up." He said his vertical 11 inches. It's all he needs. Literally.
Yeah, it is.
No, but did you see Sohan the other day? Didn't pass the ball to Wemby wide open, and Wemby just goes.
It's like, bro, just make the easy play. I don't care what you guys are. Your record is awful. Like, start
That's true.
winning.
Just
They've
give
been
him
winning
the
more
ball.
recently. Just give him the ball.
yeah. I mean, he's 7'4" and can do all of that. Like just
He's
feed
taking
him.
step back threes.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous.
Ever since I think I
Absurd,
forgot what one game he said that he essentially was like, all right, I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah,
There was some point mid-season where he was like, I just gotta realize that when I turn into that other gear. Ever since then, he's been averaging like 25, 26. Like
He's averaging 20, man. He's
it's
for the season,
yeah.
averaging
But
20.
he's not even playing
and
the whole
like
game.
10.
He's only
Yeah.
playing like what?
He's averaging a double-double.
Yeah.
do you think he stays on the Spurs for a long time? Or you think he goes elsewhere?
Yeah, I think they just need to build around him. I mean, you put him in any contender right now, not even contender, someone that's like mid-level,
Yeah.
they're going far because they
Yeah.
would use him better. The Spurs just have him and then a lot of young guys who they gotta, you
Yeah.
know, put together. Bro, he revived Popovich's career.
Yeah, fair.
He was gonna retire.
He's still the GOAT, though. He's still
Oh yeah,
one of the GOATs.
no,
We
but I'm
can't
saying
deny
he was
that.
going to retire,
100%.
and then he signed a 5-year extension the moment they drafted Wemby.
That's crazy. How long is Wemby under contract there?
4.
For
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah,
rookie.
That's
like-
the rookie contract.
you have to be there for 4 years. Is that how it's? I don't know how it works for. NBA.
Oh, unless
Like,
you
I
get
don't
unless you
know
get traded.
unless you get yeah,
Well,
I mean,
right,
like
yeah,
someone
yeah,
pick
but
someone
you
else
can't.
picks up
Yeah, I
your
don't think
option.
you're a free agent.
Gotcha.
I think he's gonna be Spurs. For
I
a
think
while.
they have it's what is it? It's 4-year with a 5th-year player option
Mhm.
Gotcha.
every rookie year, or like
and some
every
people don't
lottery
want to
pick,
sign the
something
player
like
option, so hence you go into free
Right.
agency. and
that? Or like
stuff.
is that only lottery picks? I don't even know. I don't even know.
I don't even know, but I know he talked about wanting to be there, and like you think about the greats internationally
yeah.
that have been in the Spurs and like following their footsteps.
True.
So that's like the culture surrounding it, something he wants to be a part of, and he definitely can be
Yeah.
for a long time.
They're really just cooking the sport, man.
Dude, it's all Europeans.
It's pure
It
Europeans.
is. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's
Yeah. I mean, Wemby, Luka, Jokic. It's all like Eastern Europeans too. Other than Wemby, like it's a lot of like
Mhm.
Eastern Europe, which is, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, I had a couple questions for you
Yeah.
about like so you can. It's funny. I wanted to ask you like explain it in basketball terms, but I know you're not gonna be able to like do that.
I mean, I can think about it.
So you obviously Man United, they had what? Were they top 4 last year?
Last season,
Um,
yeah. So we did finish top 4 last season.
How are they looking right now? I know it was rough in the beginning, but
We're sitting in 6 at the moment. So
oh, that's not bad.
we're 6 and we are, I believe, 6 points off of 5th, which is not great. So obviously, for soccer, you want to be in the top 4 because the top 4 are the teams that get Champions League, but they're reformatting the entire Champions League starting next season.
Really?
The reformat is stupid. Never should have happened. The Champions League is an incredible competition. The way that it's formulated, it's been this way for 50 plus years.
How
and
many teams is it? It's like 8.
It's right now. There are 5 groups of 4. So it starts with 20 teams,
20 teams. Okay.
and then it goes down to maybe there's more. I think it might be 6 groups before, and then it goes down to like a round of 16, and then regular like tournament play because you have your group stage at the beginning, like early in the year. You play each team twice. You play each team twice, home and away, and then it's like similar like the World Cup. I mean, most people like if not soccer will watch the World Cup. It's like you have your group stage at the beginning, but you play each team twice, home and away, and then the team with the most points at the end, top 2 in your group will go on to the next round. But they're formatting it to where it's like going to be like formatted as an actual league where the people in the Champions League that get like qualified or whatever are played in like they have like a table format, like a regular like league standing. So you play all these games. I don't really know how they'll do. I think you play every team in the Champions League. Like,
is that mid-season?
It's throughout the whole season. So I don't know how they would just fit it in, just how they would do regular Champions League games are Tuesday and Wednesday nights during the season.
Yeah.
So they would probably fill it in like that. But I don't know. It's just a weird thing to change. They're adding, I think, 10 more teams or something like that, maybe 5 more teams, which they don't need to add more teams because, like, what we were saying with the NCAA, like, it makes it less, like, special trying to, like, fight for it or whatever.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is they're adding, for some, depending on how teams from your league perform in the Champions League the previous season, your 5th place team will get a Champions League spot, which is weird. I don't know. I just don't like the way that they've changed it. I think the format that it is now, like, it's just like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, it's great. I mean, agreed. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. But right now, the top 4 in the Premier League is, the top 3 makes sense. Arsenal, 1, Liverpool, 2, Man City, 3. 4th place is weird. Aston Villa. Aston Villa, not a team that are typically in the mix, not one of the quote-unquote big 6. They have a new manager. Last season he came in. His name is Unai Emery. He was Arsenal's manager for several years, and he was okay at Arsenal. He got sacked, whatever, got fired. He wasn't doing what he could have been doing. He went and managed in Spain a little bit, got some more experience, and has completely turned around Aston Villa. Last year, like before he came in, they were fighting to not get relegated. Now they're in top 4. Like complete and utter turnaround.
Ted Lasso type switch.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like it's a complete turnaround. Their play style is like insane to watch. Like they're going. Usually when you go and play against like the big teams, especially like away, you go to Liverpool, you go to Man City, you go to Man United. These big scary stadiums, these atmospheres. Man City doesn't have a great atmosphere, but Liverpool, Man United.
I mean, Old Trafford's popping, bro.
Oh no, Old Trafford's popping. Man City, not the case. But you go to these teams and you usually like sit in, you just kind of try to defend and scrape your way out of there, try to hope for a draw. But Villa's going to these big teams and going out on the front foot, trying to have possession, trying to go out and win the game, which is a tough thing to do, and they're doing it really, really well, and it's put them in top 4, which is something that you really wouldn't expect. And I mean, it was similar to Newcastle last season. They went top 4. Playing in the Champions League, they got knocked out in the group stage. A lot of people were expecting them to, but I mean, it's good to see this variety. These teams that are not really great.
They're a smaller club, right? Than like everyone else, Aston Villa.
Yeah, Villa. Yeah, they're a pretty small club. They won the Champions League back in like before it was even called the Champions League in the 1920s. But it's like it was like called like the European Cup back then. But I mean, so they're solid. They've always been in the Premier League, always been like a top flight team, but they were always finishing around like 12th.
Yeah.
So never like incredible, but their turnaround has been really, really solid, and so it's really cool to see that actually. But they're not in the title race. They're on 56 points, and then Tottenham, who's in 5th, are on 53, and then Man United, we are on 47 points. So
when does the season wrap up?
So there are 10 games left. Rough.
Ooh,
yeah. So
okay.
it's a long stretch. So we have 10 regular season games left, and then United, Chelsea, Man City, and then Coventry. Coventry are a second-tier team, and they're in the quarter. Those are all the teams that are in the semifinals of the FA Cup. The FA Cup is like basically their in-season tournament, essentially.
Is it called like what? Football Association
Football,
Cup?
yeah, Football Administration Cup. Yeah. So it's
so creative.
Yeah, exactly. It is the oldest sports competition, or the oldest organized sports competition ever.
Older than the Olympics?
Well, yeah, I mean, the Olympics, but yeah. Other than the Olympics, it's like the oldest like one.
When did it start?
Sport.
The FA Cup.
1800s. Like it was like early, because like that was. I mean, England was the first sport to like England invented soccer basically, and they had this like tournament with their teams or whatever. But yeah, it's a great thing, and I'm glad they haven't changed that at all. It's
Yeah.
basically what it is. It's really cool. So every team in England can play in it, from the bottom, every professional team. So the bottom tier of professional soccer up through the Premier League can play in it. So it's like you have all these crazy teams, like these upsets and stuff that happen, like with Coventry, they're a championship team, which you don't obviously they beat 3 Premier League teams in their road to the semifinals. So it's like it's cool to see all that happen, which is one of the things that, I mean, the FA Cup is really cool. But yeah, so United's in the FA Cup semifinals. We play Coventry, so hopefully we're able to win that. I mean, they're not a great team, but
Could beat another Prem team right
Yeah,
there.
that could be another one, bro.
They can.
Yeah, I mean,
How would you feel if you lost to Coventry?
if I lost to
You probably won't hear from him for 3 days.
Yeah.
no, I would go off the grid. to be
Might
honest.
go
I'd be gone.
find himself with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but I would go to Mongolia and sit in a cave with Aaron Rodgers for however long. But yeah, no, it would be bad. But yeah, so the FA Cup is always interesting to watch. But yeah, I don't know. The Premier League's in a good state right now, teams wise and like play wise. But financially, with certain teams, the Premier League's like financial fair play stuff, they are dropping the ball significantly. Manchester City, who is one of my team's big rivals. I can't stand Manchester City. They are terrible. Because look.
No, do
That's
it. Here
real
we go.
beef.
Go
That's
ahead.
real beef
Yeah,
right
you
there.
gotta back up and be like, hold on a second. Like that's yeah.
So, Manchester City, they're what you would call they're our noisy neighbors. They're annoying. Their fans are annoying. They think they're this great team. They think they're this big club. Manchester City didn't have success until 2012. 2012, they were bought by literally the entire country of the UAE. The president of the UAE goes and buys the club. So they literally have unlimited money. They can do whatever they want. They can buy whoever they want. They can do anything. And then they go and they win the league in 2012.
Aguero.
Exactly. The Aguero goal, whatever. That might be
Just
Whatever.
Just whatever.
Just, let's just brush over that.
that might be the worst defensive play of all time. And I don't know if you have seen the whole clip of that goal. They're playing QP. The name of the team they're playing is Queens Park Rangers.
That's a name and a half.
That's what I'm
I've
saying.
Queens Park Arena.
Shout
Yeah.
out,
That's
man.
funny.
Shout out Queens Park.
Yeah.
So QPR, they have a throw in, the very bottom of their own half. And they throw it in. Guy throws it in. Literally, the person that receives the throw in, it looks like he passes straight to the Man City guy. Take the ball up the field, they score, they win the league by 1 point over Man United. And then it just all.
I didn't know they won it by 1 point.
Yep.
No, because I knew that was the whole situation
They needed-
behind it.
yeah,
Was
I didn't know
insane.
that.
Yeah, so that whole situation on that day, last game of the season,
Oh Lord.
Man
Yeah.
United, Liverpool, and Man City were all like a 3-horse race. They were all within 2 points of each other.
Yeah.
Liverpool loses their game. Man United, we win our game. And then Man City just has to tie or lose. And
y'all would win.
And we win the
And then
league.
Aguero hits
Aguero-
that,
and then
and then they win the league.
Yep. Yeah, it's it was tragic.
Pneumatic.
Yeah, it was not
I know you
This
know.
guy.
But yeah, so then that's when it sort of starts their success or whatever, and they continue to build on that. They've done a good job building, but they have to do a good job building because they have billions of dollars to spend.
Yeah.
And they bring in Pep Guardiola in the last 8 years, who is an incredible manager. Some people say he's the greatest manager of all time. I vehemently disagree with that point. I think
vehemently.
he's a
That's
good
word.
manager. He is the best tactician, but he's only ever managed good teams. He's never had to build anything. He was the manager of Barcelona from 2006 to 2009. They're one of their 18 primes that Barcelona has had. One of the greatest teams ever assembled. Then he goes and manages FC Bayern, who Bayern Munich are always goated. They're never not going to win the German league, and they're incredible, that team. And then he goes and manages Man City, who can buy whoever they want. And so he's never really had to struggle to create something big as a team.
Mm-hmm.
And so now he's the manager of Man City. They won the treble last year, which makes me very upset because Man United was the only English team to have ever won a treble, which is the treble is winning the Premier League, the FA Cup, and the Champions League in one season.
Uh-huh.
Man City did that last season. we had a chance to stop them from winning the treble because it was us versus them in the FA Cup final last year. We lost. We got scored on in literally the first 30 seconds of the game. We're not switched on. They have kickoff. They win the ball, put one down the field. They put one top corner. Our goalkeeper just stands there, looks at it go in, and I was not happy.
Was it because Holland is just on another level?
Holland is it wasn't even Holland that scored. Holland didn't even score that game. It was, but Holland's on a different
He had a great
level.
season last year, though.
Yeah, broke the Premier League scoring record in his rookie year. Ridiculous.
Shout out, man.
Yeah, no,
That's
Holland,
crazy.
How many
Holland
goals
is-
was that? It was
I think he scored like more than 40 or something
Golly.
in 38 games. So he was averaging more than a goal a game, which is insanity. Like, it was one of the craziest runs you'll ever see. Like, it was ridiculous. Holland is a top player, but I just wish he was at a different team. But a thing with Man City is that I don't know if you guys have seen or heard about this, but they currently have been charged with 115 breaches of financial fair play.
Golly.
Yeah. I
So they've had over 115 charges during a period, I think, of over 10 years. And what they're charged with is not producing accurate financial information to the Premier League. So basically saying they've made more money than they have. Because the way that financial fair play works for the Premier League is you're allowed to spend a certain percentage of your revenue, basically. And so they've been charged with lying about how much they've made in order to be able to spend more money because they have all this money to spend,
Yeah.
but you can't spend it unless it's like that percentage of your revenue.
Yeah.
But the thing with that is, like, Man City, they're not going to make revenue to be able to spend all this money because at the end of the day, they are a small club. Manchester City, and the grand scale of soccer teams, from a success point of view, they've won trophies, they've won big games, they've done those things, and from that standpoint, they're big. But global fan base wise, they are not. You have, like, they weren't even in, like, the top 10 of jersey sales in the last several seasons, which you would think, like, a team that won the treble should be in, like, getting all this revenue and people loving them. Like, you'll see the odd City fan around. Like, you'll have, like, I know a couple guys here that are, but it's mainly, and even in England, like, it's a very small percentage. Like, they don't fill their stadium for their games. Like, it's not, it's.
And they're all bandwagons, probably.
Yes,
too.
exactly. Like, they're all, especially most of the American, I've met one Man City fan, shout out my boy Nate. He is the only Man City fan that I've ever met that actually has a legitimate connection to the club. His grandpa was born and raised on that side of Manchester, and was
That's not just. Yeah, we don't name the
You
side.
either
Just
go,
that
you
side.
either go United or City,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah, I know.
exactly. It's like, it's pretty much like,
The equator.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, he was born on that side of Manchester and was a fan his whole life, and therefore he's Nate's fan. So fair enough. If you're going to be a fan because you have a connection to it, be a fan because you have a connection to it. But don't be that guy that's like, oh, they just won the treble, let me be a fan of Man City, or they just did this and that. I don't know, but it's just ridiculous. But some people are thinking that with this financial stuff, because these charges came out last year and they haven't done anything about them yet. They haven't had any points deductions or any punishments on them yet. But two other smaller teams have, Everton and Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
They just recently both had these things because they, like, smaller stuff that they're getting docked 6 and 10 points and 4 points for, which is, whatever. They broke financial rules or whatever, so they should be deducted. But you have a team that's broken 115 of them. I feel like that's what you need to be focusing on, rather than these other teams that are like whatever. And I don't know. In my opinion, if those things are found to be true, and they've done all this illegally over the past however many years, I think that they'll get relegated. They'll go down to probably the Championship, maybe even League One, depending on how many points they're deducted. But I think that their titles should be stripped, which is obviously like a big thing to say. But if you cheated to get them, do you deserve them? Is my thing. So I don't
The
know.
Astros.
Yeah,
Whoa.
yeah, exactly. The Astros, the Astros are
Whoa.
big time cheaters.
Saying
You better calm down, buddy.
That was a big point of contention for a lot of
You
people.
better come
too,
down,
so.
buddy. We know, at least me and you got the same advisor. We know what team he roots for.
Yeah.
You better.
I actually haven't mentioned that to him.
You want to graduate college, huh?
Yeah, no, maybe I won't. No, yeah. So I wanted to ask you, like, before we get out of here. Obviously, there's so much going on with it. With like, it's so international that it could be hard, like, to answer this question. But do you like the way that the sport of like soccer globally is like trending at this point in time? Because we're in an age of where, like, obviously you look at like football and basketball and everything's more like player focused now as opposed to like team focused. Like loyalties might change, so people are changing teams more often. Like, how do you feel about that? And like, or I should say football right now. Yeah.
So I think soccer has always been very, very team oriented with the support. Like you'll see with like big time players, like because a lot of people are like Ronaldo fans or Messi fans or whatever, but like Ronaldo got his big start at Man United, and that drew a lot of people to Man United, and those people that like Ronaldo stayed being Man United fans. I just think that in soccer, there's just a lot of passion for your club, and if you have, there's a player on Man United named Carlos Tevez, Argentinian gentleman, who played for Man United, did very, very well, won the league with Man United, whatever, went to Manchester City. A lot of hate towards him for that, and like especially like if you move between rivals in any sport really, but I think more so in soccer, you will get like there's like when Tevez would come back to play away games at Man United, like literally people would be like throwing stuff at him, like if you go down and take a corner, throwing water bottles and stuff at him, like just because of how much they have passion for their club, and like he snaked them. I mean, so I think that the one thing that I really like about watching soccer is how passionate the fans are and how like club loyalty really, really matters. And you don't really see a lot of people changing who they support based on where players go.
Have players been trending more towards I'm going to get my contract, my money, as opposed to like I want to go to this place and play for them?
Yes, 100%. I would definitely. I think on the player side, passion has gone down, which is really annoying to see, really unfortunate, especially with the Saudi League, with all this money that they're offering people.
I mean, if you got offered like $1 billion to play,
I mean, to be like,
respectfully, I'm taking a break.
I'm not gonna say I'm
like if I'm
give me my private jet right now.
Yeah, that's fair. So if I like, let's say, I'm a professional soccer player, and I've got 2 contracts. One to Real Madrid, I'm gonna be a bench player, and I'm gonna be making like $3 million a year, or I have Al Nasser or whatever. I'm gonna be a starter for them, weaker league, several $100 million contract.
I'm taking that one. Give me that one.
Start and make bread. Give me that, bro.
Come on, that's the dream. I just win.
I'm playing for Real Madrid because I just think
He's not about it.
I just think that it matters
When
so
bro's
much
riding
more.
the bench and we're riding our private jet, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, like
When
'cause
my
I just think-
great grandchildren have so much money, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, shout out to me.
Should have done it, Matthew.
I mean, but no, all I'm saying is that you will never be known as like a great of soccer of the sport if you're taking these things. But if you're playing for a team like Real Madrid, like Manchester United, like Barcelona, like Liverpool, these big teams that have something behind them, it just makes it a lot more entertaining, a lot better sport just as a whole, and that you just see that the passion is there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of starting to lose. Like we've seen it with Mbappe. He's had 3 chances to come to Real Madrid to play, and he's snubbed him each time because PSG has offered him a bag each time, and he's taken the bag. If you want the bag, get the bag. But I think that you have to have a little bit of passion for wanting to play for a big club. Real Madrid has won the Champions League 14 times. Like, how could you not want to be a part of that legacy? That's all I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that was good. Yeah, we can wrap it up there. I've enjoyed this conversation. We've had a lot going on. There's so much happening right now. But yeah, I've learned a lot too. Like, I try to be more like I turned on so many on my ESPN Plus. Like I have so many teams that I'm following now, and like I get notifications for every single move that happens in like soccer. I don't know what it means, but I get it, so I see it. But I'm trying to get more into it. It's just a lot. You know, there's so many leagues and so many teams, and it baffles me how many players you guys actually know. Like, I'll
it's crazy.
sit and talk. You ever talked with soccer heads about like you can mention, and not just from now, but like any era.
I can name you the 2008-2009 Manchester United starting 11, probably.
That's outrageous.
Like maybe.
But
I could get at least 8 of the players.
But that's a Premier League team. Like you can talk about someone that's in like a tier 3 league or whatever, and they know players on that team, and it's just like that's for so many different countries, you know. And it's crazy to me. It's crazy.
Yeah,
to me.
because you have teams like there's a big term. I think this is kind of an all sports, but with soccer, like the streets will never forget kind of players. Like these
Yeah.
guys that had like you could say like Linsanity runs where they would go and like this player in the 2014 World Cup, James Rodriguez, random.
James, dog.
I'm saying random
Shout out
guy
James,
from
man.
random guy from Colombia went and scored, I think 8 goals in the World Cup. Fell off the face of the earth. Like
Yeah,
it's
for real,
yeah,
Where
yeah.
is James, dog?
He is
Bro
playing.
went to Real Madrid, and after that was
went
like
for
that was
Madrid,
like 18. That was
Yeah.
like 2018. That
Yeah.
was pre-COVID.
Went to Madrid, went to Everton, and then just disappeared.
Bro's been like, I haven't heard of him since pre-COVID, dog.
But yeah, I try to get into it, but I can never memorize all the names. Like I sit and listen to you and like Jake and like Parker
Yeah.
talk, and you'll spit some random person and be like, oh yeah, I remember. Then they talk about like this guy. Like I can only do that so much with football and basketball. The time I devote to those two, which is a lot, I would have to devote like double to soccer to just learn all of.
Yeah,
those
because
people.
there's so many
Yeah.
leagues and everything. But yeah, so
Yeah.
James Rodriguez is currently a player for Sao Paulo FC in Brazil. Yep.
Yeah,
So,
like
yeah,
on FIFA, even on FIFA, on the teams,
All
and
the
everything,
all the
it's just-
leagues, because like
Yeah,
you
all
got,
the leagues are.
because each of the big countries with like France, England, Spain, Germany, they have obviously the Premier League or League One or Bundesliga or La Liga or whatever. And then they have like in England, you have the Championship, League One and League Two. You've got like the other smaller leagues. You've got and so you have so much. There's just so much soccer.
Yeah.
That it's a lot to follow, but I mean it's the most fun sport to follow in my opinion, just because there's so much happening. It's always like, and even if you're like, oh, like soccer's like boring to watch, they only score like a couple goals or whatever. Everything, even outside of just watching games, is incredibly enjoyable just because of how much happens, like in the off season with like the transfer window and just everything like that. Like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's definitely good to know. We're trying.
No, for sure. It's it's a lot. It's a big hill to climb.
But yeah, thank you so much, Matthew. This has been such an enjoyable episode. I've really enjoyed this conversation. It's glad to.
Yeah,
glad
for
to
sure, bro.
finally
I'm
have
glad
you
I
in here,
finally
bro.
was able to get on the podcast. I appreciate
Yeah,
y'all for
this has
having me.
been season 2, episode 20 of the Players Club podcast. Make sure to look at our socials and everything. This will be out soon. We gotta have you back on. Like,
Yeah, dude, I would love to.
I know if you're
I'd
down.
love
I
to
know you
come
guys
back
just
on.
met, but yeah, I
Yeah.
want to have you back on. Just talk way more. March Madness super early.
Well, time with me is running out, so you might have him back, but not with me. That is true. Yeah.
Don't
Dang,
say
bro.
that,
You a
bro.
senior,
I
bro?
Don't say,
I am.
Dang.
don't say that.
Going
bro. Why
places.
do you gotta? I'm trying to outro and you just. Anyways, our time with Brian is going very quickly, but we cherish every moment.
This is your show now.
Yeah.
That ain't my show now.
All right. Thank you guys, and we will see you next week. Peace.